Welcome to the deep dive. We take interesting sources, break them down, and give you the insights you really need.
And today we're diving into something, well, something most of us probably dreamed about as kids.
Totally. Having a superpower, right? But maybe not flying or, invisibility.
No, something much more accessible,
All
backed
right.
by actual science, something that could genuinely change things for you and maybe even the world around you.
And it's something you already have. We're talking about the hidden power of a simple smile.
It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But it's incredibly fundamental, universally understood.
Yet its real influence is, well, massively underestimated. So today, we're going deep.
Yeah, we're uncovering how this small act impacts your life, your health, even how people see you. It's surprising stuff.
Our main source for this is a really compelling TED Talk by Ron Gutman.
Right, and we've got some discussion guides that build on those insights too. It really lays out the science.
So our mission today, we want to unpack that science for you, show you why smiling is way more than just showing you're happy.
We want to turn it into something you can consciously use, like a tool.
Exactly. We'll show you it's biologically hardwired, deeply impactful, and just incredibly beneficial, way beyond what you might think.
Okay, so where do we start? To really grasp the power, maybe look at its predictive ability.
Predictive. You mean a smile can predict future
Yeah.
stuff?
It sounds wild, but yeah, it's not just about the now. It seems linked to long-term outcomes.
Okay, let's dig into that. First up, this amazing study from Berkeley University. It ran for 30 years.
A longitudinal study, right? So they followed the same people over decades.
And they did something pretty unique. They looked at old student yearbook photos,
Just the photo.
just the photos,
Yeah.
and then tracked their lives for like 30 years afterward.
Okay, and what did they find from just looking at smiles in old pictures?
It's kind of startling. They measured the width of the smiles, how big the smile was, and based on that, they could actually predict things like how fulfilling their marriages would be, how long they'd last.
Wow, from a decades-old photo.
Yeah. And also their scores on well-being tests later in life, even how inspiring they were perceived to be by others.
That's hard to believe, almost. A snapshot from youth holding clues to all that.
I know. The source material even makes a quick, sort of funny mention of Barack Obama's yearbook smile.
Oh, yeah. What about it?
Just hinting it was maybe a source of his, superpowers. Makes you think about those subtle signals we send.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just a one-off finding either. That's what's compelling.
There's more research backing this up.
Yeah, another study, this one from Wayne State University back in 2010. They looked at old baseball cards.
Baseball cards, like the ones collectors have.
Exactly. Pre-1950s Major League players. They looked at the photos on the cards.
Okay, and same thing, predicting stuff.
Even more staggering, maybe. They found the extent of the smile, how big it was, could predict how long the player lived.
Get out of here, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Players who didn't smile on their cards. Average lifespan. About 73 years. Just under 73, actually.
Yeah.
And the smilers. The ones with the big, genuine, radiant smiles, they live to be almost 80 on average.
Wow, that's nearly 7 years longer, potentially linked to just a smile on a baseball card.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really makes you pause and think, doesn't it? Have you ever considered that this simple expression, something totally free, could literally add years to your life?
It completely reframes how important these little things might be. Our expressions, our actions.
It's profound. But maybe even more fundamental is why it's so powerful. It
Okay.
seems it's not something we just learn.
Right, you mean it's innate, built in.
Exactly. It's universal, and we do it, well, a lot.
Yeah.
Or some of us do.
Tell me about the biological roots. Where does it start?
It starts incredibly early.
Yeah.
Like before we're even born. Modern 3D ultrasound tech.
Yeah.
It shows fetuses actually smiling in the womb.
No way. So it's not a reaction to the outside world initially.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
It suggests it's really hardwired into our biology from the very beginning.
And then after birth.
It keeps going. Babies smile in their sleep sometimes. And what's really fascinating, even babies born blind will smile when they hear a human voice.
That's incredible. So it's not learned visually. It's a fundamental human response.
It really points to smiling being one of the most basic, biologically uniform expressions we have.
And does this hold up across cultures?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Paul Ekman's work is key here. He's famous for studying facial expressions.
Right.
He did research in Papua New Guinea with the Fore tribe. They were totally isolated from Western culture, had some unique customs.
Okay, perfect group to test universality.
Exactly. And he found they link smiles to situations describing happiness or satisfaction.
The same way people in the West would.
Precisely. It showed that the meaning of a smile, joy, satisfaction is truly universal. It crosses massive cultural divides.
So it seems like from, remote tribes to Times Square, a smile means the same thing.
Pretty much. It's a shared human language.
So if it's so basic, so universal, how often are we actually doing it?
Yeah, good question. The numbers are interesting. Over a third of adults, they smile more than 20 times a day.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
But then, less than 14% smile fewer than 5 times a day. So there's a big range.
And who are the, champions of smiling?
Oh, that's easy. Children.
Kids smile a lot, that's true. How much?
Get this. Often up to 400 times a day.
400? Wow.
Think about that. And, you've probably felt this. When you're around kids who are smiling all the time.
Yeah, you definitely tend to smile more yourself. It feels almost automatic.
It basically is. There's a powerful reason for that. It's not just you being nice.
Okay, what's the science there?
It's about the contagious nature of smiling and this fascinating feedback power it has.
Contagious. Like yawning.
Sort of, yeah. There was a study, Uppsala University in Sweden. They found it's actually really hard to frown when you're looking at someone who's smiling at you.
Huh. I'm about to try that later.
Go for it. It feels unnatural because smiling seems to be evolutionarily contagious. It kind of bypasses our conscious muscle control.
So we see a smile, and our face just wants to copy it.
Pretty much. Our facial muscles start to mimic it involuntarily. And that mimicry isn't just, a quirk.
It does something.
Yeah, it actually helps us understand the other person's feelings. Is the smile real? Fake? Mimicking it helps us figure that out. We're wired to connect that way.
That makes sense. There was a study about that, wasn't there? The pencil study.
Ah, yeah, the one from France. Clermont-Ferrand University. Clever setup.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so they had people judge if smiles were authentic or not, but one group had to hold a pencil in their mouth.
Horizontally, right. So it forces a sort of smile or inhibits frowning or just stops mimicry.
Right, it basically inhibited their ability to naturally mimic the smiles they were seeing.
And the result.
Without the pencil, people were great judges, really accurate. But with the pencil blocking that mimicry, their judgment was way off.
So that little bit of muscle feedback is crucial for understanding emotion.
Seems like it. We need to sort of feel the smile even subconsciously to really get it.
Wow, so we mirror smiles, and that helps us understand them. But what about the smiler themselves? Does the act of smiling change anything for them?
Absolutely. And that brings us to Charles Darwin.
The Charles Darwin, Origin of Species?
That's the one. He had this lesser-known idea called the facial feedback theory.
Oh, okay, what's the theory?
Basically, he proposed that the physical act of smiling itself can actually make you feel better. It's not just that you smile because you feel good.
So the action can cause the feeling, not just the other way around.
Exactly. He even cited a French neurologist, Duchenne, who used little electric jolts to make facial muscles form smiles.
Okay, maybe let's not try that at home. Sounds a bit intense.
Definitely not. But modern science has found ways to test this idea more safely.
How so?
There was a German study using fMRI scans, watching brain activity, and they used Botox injections, not for wrinkles, but to temporarily stop people from being able to use certain facial muscles, including smiling muscles.
Clever. So they could see if blocking the physical smile changed brain activity related to emotions.
Precisely. And they found that it did. The facial feedback, or lack of it, literally changed how the brain processed emotional information.
So Darwin was onto something. Smiling, even if you kind of force it at first, sends signals back to your brain.
It seems so. It helps shift your emotional state.
Eef.
It's this built-in feedback loop we all have.
Okay, this is getting really interesting, this feedback loop. It must have some tangible benefits then.
Oh, absolutely. Huge benefits. We're talking impacts on, things that feel like wealth. Definitely health and how people see you.
Wealth. How does smiling connect to wealth?
Well, maybe not literal cash appearing, but how your brain feels. Smiling stimulates the brain's reward mechanism intensely.
More than chocolate. People love chocolate.
Way more, apparently. Research from the UK found that one smile can trigger the same level of brain stimulation as eating up to 2,000 bars of chocolate.
2,000? That's an unbelievable amount of chocolate.
Right. And get that it's also as stimulating to the brain as receiving up to 16,000 pounds in cash. What's that, like $25,000?
Just from one smile. That level of reward signal in the brain.
Just from one smile. So think back to those kids smiling 400 times a day.
Their brains are basically feeling like lottery winners all day long, like Mark Zuckerberg rich, as the source put it.
Pretty much. And here's the best part. Unlike eating 2,000 chocolate bars.
Which would probably not be great for your health.
Exactly. Excess smiling actually improves your health. It's genuinely good for you.
Okay, how does that work physiologically?
Well, smiling helps reduce stress hormones, things like cortisol, adrenaline.
A fight or flight stuff.
Right. And at the same time, it boosts mood-enhancing hormones like endorphins. Plus, it can actually lower your blood pressure.
So less stress, better mood, maybe a healthier heart. That's a powerful package.
It really is. A natural mood booster and stress reducer built right in.
Okay, so it makes your brain feel rich. It improves your physical health. What else? You mentioned perception.
Yeah, how other people see you. Penn State University did research on this.
And
We probably expect smiling makes you seem more likable, right? More courteous.
sure, that makes sense. Friendlier.
It does that.
Yeah.
But the surprising part, it also makes you appear more competent.
Competent just from smiling. That seems counterintuitive, maybe.
You might think so, but that's what they found. Likable, courteous, and competent.
That's a massive advantage, isn't it? In work, in life generally. Appearing competent is huge.
Absolutely. Think about job interviews, meetings, negotiations, even just daily interactions. That perception boost is powerful.
Okay, so we've got prediction, biology, contagion, brain rewards, health benefits, perception. How do we actually use this? How can you apply this superpower?
Well, the key seems to be using it intentionally, but authentically. We know it's contagious. We know it affects our own brain.
Right. So in a tricky situation, maybe, like a tense meeting.
Exactly. A genuine smile could project that competence and likability we just talked about. It could set a more positive tone, maybe make things go smoother.
Or even in a difficult personal chat.
Could be. That moment of warmth, that smile, might just diffuse tension, open things up for better communication instead of, escalating things.
But you said authentic. The sources mention that people can often tell a fake smile, right? Especially in customer service.
It's crucial. A forced fake smile might not land well. Customers can often sense it.
So how do you manage that? If you're not feeling smiley, how do you generate a genuine smile to get those benefits?
That's where knowing about the facial feedback loop helps. You can sort of consciously kickstart it.
Oh.
Maybe think of a genuinely happy memory, or honestly, just consciously deciding to smile because you know the benefits that understanding itself can start to make the smile feel more real.
So it's like, okay, science says this helps, let's try it, and that intention helps make it authentic.
It can, and some places use practical tricks, like the source mentioned customer service centers putting mirrors by phones.
So employees see their own faces while talking.
Yeah, makes them more aware. Or using specific cue words like saying good evening with intention to prompt a more conscious and hopefully genuine smile when interacting.
Interesting. So it's less about faking an emotion and more about consciously activating this biological system you have.
Exactly. You're using the mechanism to influence the state for yourself and the interaction.
So whether you're dealing with clients, leading a team, navigating family stuff, or just trying to feel better yourself, your smile is this incredibly potent tool.
It really is. It's a communication booster and a personal health enhancer, all in one.
Let's just quickly recap the benefits then. It's quite a list.
Okay, so looking good, seeming more competent, definitely more likable, reducing your stress,
Improving relationships, maybe even making marriages last longer based on that Berkeley study.
experiencing that natural high, that brain reward better than chocolate or cash.
And ultimately contributing to a longer, healthier, happier life for you, and maybe even for the people you smile at.
It's an amazing package of benefits from something so simple.
It really brings us back to the start, doesn't it? That superpower we talked about.
Yeah, the one we wished for as kids, maybe to make the world better.
It turns out it wasn't hidden in some far-off place. It's literally right there on your face.
A fundamental, scientifically validated tool for connection, for well-being.
So here's a final thought for you to consider. If this simple, totally free act of smiling offers such huge rewards, living longer, feeling healthier, getting that amazing brain buzz, being seen as more capable.
What could happen if we all just decided to use this ability, this inherent capacity, a little more consciously each day?
Yeah, what challenges, personal or professional, might just feel a bit lighter, a bit easier to solve if we approach them with a conscious, authentic smile.
Something to think about.
Definitely. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.